May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly market forecast. We're looking at gold. Gold and then their hills. Now we're looking at gold futures, so I want to make sure you understand that. Check this out. I'm looking at gold futures, the monthly chart. Now I'm going to go to XAUUSD. Where are you hiding, gold? Here we go. All right. This is the CFD. All right. This is the CFD with the FXCM broker. Look at this gold. Look at those levels, and you'll see. And this is gold future, so you see they're basically the same. But when you get in the minutia, you start seeing different levels and everything. But basically, you're trading the same chart. All right. The only thing is, Comex uh, is is like a what do you call it? A regulated broker, and it standardizes everybody's prices. So anybody who's trading gold futures are going to have the same price. Unlike when you get with CFDs, where you might see slippage, you might see spreads and whatnot that differ from broker to broker. All right, so that's my little soapbox. I'm off. Let's go. We're looking at monthly. All we need to see is bullish. Why is it bullish? A lot of things happening. All right, a couple of weeks of just straight higher highs and higher lows here. One, because tariffs were placed on the Swiss uh, uh, gold bars that come into the U.S. and that's an additional 10%, I believe, on top of the tariffs that have already been put on the Swiss, which is like uh, now I think it totals 39%. It's and they're in negotiations, they're in talks with the U.S. They want to come to some kind of understanding. But that news sent gold bars that sent gold up. All right, if we go to the weekly, sorry, you can see that what we have here is basically a bull flag, right? This looks like a bull flag. All right, and I'm not a big pattern guy. This one's just easily recognizable. But some people are going to look at the fact that we might have an ascending uh, triangle here, and this is usually a bullish kind of continuation pattern. Uh, I'm not doing all of that. I'm looking at the market is moving higher into consolidation. We need to see a breakout of this consolidation in order to get a fix on the market, what the order flow is right now. Right now, we're moving to the side. We're moving sideways, and we have a lot of fundamental news going on with Trump. And just late Friday, he mentioned that he's going to look again at these tariffs, and he's going to look again at uh, gold and come up with a an executive what do you call it? Executive not a law. What do you call it? Executive decision. Executive. I forgot what you call those things. Executive order. Thank you. Clarifying which tariffs apply to imports of gold bars and all. All right. So and that caused the prices to come down a little bit late Friday. But what I want you to see is, because I'm a technical trader who keeps his eye on the goings on fundamentally. I'm looking at this consolidation, and I'm looking at uh, where is the breakout? Where are we going? All right. I'm going to move this up here. I'm just make an adjustment here so we can have these bottoms. And we see the bottoms and tops of this consolidation. We can see that on Friday. This is the daily chart that we're looking at. We can see that on Friday we took that high. We took the liquidity from this high. We are at the top of the consolidation. And if you're a range playing trader, you want to take buys from the highs and you want to take buys from the lows. When it comes back down here, because the past history has shown when it gets down there, things move back up. So you want to take a buy there. Same thing applies to the tops. You see when price gets up there, the market does move down, right? It makes sense. This is not my type of trader, but my type of trading. But there's plenty of people who trade this way. But what I wanted you to see is, you see that move? That is a bearish leg down. What did it do? It took all the sell side liquidity, and then we moved up, generated some ascending lows there, and then we finally took the liquidity at the top here. Okay, what does that mean? Why didn't it trade up and close up here? All right, this would indicate price would probably want to go higher after it took this, rated that for liquidity there. But that's not what happened. It closed back within the range, and I want you to see this. This is a bullish fair value gap on the daily. All right, and above that bullish fair value gap, we have ascending lows. All right, this looks like a very nice draw for liquidity. All right, and I want you to also bear in mind, if we go from the bottom to the top of this high with the Fibonacci retracement tool, you can see that this range of price is coming towards the EQ, the equilibrium, the middle of this range. Once price gets down here, we're in discount prices where you want to take higher probability buys. You don't want to take buys up here, right? You want to take sells when you get up there. That's premium prices. So it's coming down to an area where there's a strong draw on liquidity. We have these ascending lows. These are liquidity lows right above an internal range liquidity. Above this high is external range liquidity. And what does the market do? It goes from that high, establishes a high, we come back into internal range liquidity, and then we go up to external range liquidity. And what do we do after that? We come back to internal range liquidity, and we go what? To external range liquidity. And that's the nature of a trend. That's how it works. Okay, so because we have this generated liquidity here, I'm thinking there's a good chance price is going to make its way down into this bullish fair value gap where we could find a high probability trade to the upside. All right, but we want to wait for that break of structure to show. Let's go to the 4-hour just to take a peek. All right, and you can see these lows here are good for the sweep. All right, what I want to see that'll signal to me that we are coming down this way. You see this candle right here? That looks like a change in the state of delivery. If I see price break and close below this candle, which is a break and close below that low, all right, then I know that this would form my order block, my area of fair value. All right, and I'm looking for price to continue down. So once it happens, once we get that break, that market structure shift here, all right, this is a change in the state of delivery from bullish to bearish. All right, and I would be looking for how we get down here. Are we going to displace and leave an inefficiency here, a bearish fair value gap for price to come back to, and we can take a high probability trade from that? Or are we going to get price pushing back into this and then down? That move, that candle that pushes back into that can become a propulsion block if the next candle comes and closes below it. Then I would be looking for price to pull back to that propulsion block here, and I can take it down. All right, you can take that short. This is a short-term short, but we're going to sweep up the liquidity here, and that could fuel the move for a break higher. So there's a couple of things to consider, and that's what I'm looking for. All right, we could definitely continue going up from here. There's no reason to take shorts just yet until we see a break, a certain a definitive break of market structure here. And that's where I'm going to put an alert right here. All right, that for the CISD, the change in the state of delivery, I'm going to put an alert on that. Bam. And if I see price close below that low, close below this low, all right, I'm going to be looking for the pullback for shorts. And I already explained to you what I'll be looking for. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did. I enjoyed talking to my peoples. All right. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure you check out the other analysis that I put out for the week ahead, the week that is in front of us. I put one out for the Euro, the USD, US dollar on the Dixie, the US dollar index. I put one out for the Euro USD, pound USD, Aussie dollar USD, NZD USD. I'm getting ready to put out the equities, the S&P and the NASDAQ. I put gold out. I'll probably put silver out too. So look for those, and I'll leave you some links at the bottom of this video. And thank you again for watching.